Tonight, we cradle ourselves in the quiet comfort of gravity's gentle embrace. Like the unseen string that tethers a drifting leaf, gravity holds you softly, invisibly. Through your body's subtle dance with this invisible hand, the world finds its rhythm and you find your place. Together, we begin a slow, tender journey into the heart of this quiet force, feeling its gentle pull like a lullaby sung by the universe itself. You lie back, settling quietly into the softness around you, your body aware of the Earth's gentle tug without needing to think about it. This unseen embrace is gravity, a silent companion that has never left your side. Even now, as your eyelids grow heavy and your breath slows, gravity is there, holding you close to the ground like a whispered promise. Imagine gravity as a delicate thread, woven through the fabric of reality, binding everything to a shared rhythm. It is not a force you see, but one you feel through the subtle squeeze of your muscles and the familiar weight of your own body. Like a deep current beneath a calm sea, gravity flows quietly, steady and sure, shaping the dance of every leaf, every drop of rain, every star in the vast night sky. This thread pulls you toward the earth, a gentle urging, never harsh or sudden. Your feet rest firmly, yet softly, as though held by millions of tiny hands beneath you. Your body senses this constant invitation, a calm reassurance that you will not float away but remain grounded on a world of stone, soil, and growing things. Weight is not just heaviness, it is the universe's way of saying, you belong here. Close your eyes a moment and picture a small leaf caught on a light breeze high above. It drifts lazily, floating, turning. Gravity is that quiet hand, letting it go, then drawing it slowly down, guiding it with infinite patience until it finds the welcoming arms of the earth. Your body moves through the day with the same graceful insistence, walking, sitting, reaching, always shaped by gravity's steady pull. In this soft embrace, your heart beats calmly, muscles relax, and even the tiniest atom in your body feels the gentle nudge home. Gravity is the invisible story your cells have known since the beginning, the first law they follow without question. Let yourself rest inside this invisible force, knowing it carries more than just weight. Gravity carries you through every moment. It anchors oceans, keeping waves caressing the shore like a timeless lullaby. It holds the moon close, guiding the tides with a delicate touch that whispers the secrets of rhythm and change. When you breathe, feel the air around you, the blanket of molecules clinging to Earth's surface thanks to gravity's quiet dance. Without this pull, the air would drift away, leaving the world silent and still. But here, wrapped in gravity's soft arms, the air breathes with you, alive and constant. Tonight, as you sink deeper into rest, know that gravity is with you, a gentle weight, a tender connection, a poetic pull that balances all things. It is the quiet architect of calm, the reason your cup stays on the table and your body finds its place beneath the stars. Picture the stars themselves, each locked in a slow dance across sky and time, their paths curved by gravity's invisible hands. Each twinkle is a note in a vast cosmic lullaby, sung softly to you across the dark velvet of night. And so, in this gentle harmony, we begin our journey, exploring the world shaped by gravity's embrace, feeling its quiet power in every breath, every movement, every quiet sigh of the universe. Tonight, as the thread of gravity holds you safely to the earth, your mind is free to wander gently through the stories it tells. Imagine what would happen if that thread loosened or vanished. How would the world change? How would your body feel if it forgot the pull that keeps it grounded? But for now, there is only the quiet certainty of weight, the steady pulse of a universe held softly together. With that thought, drift deeper, as if floating on a calm, endless sea, rocked in the tender arms of gravity itself. Sleep comes not as a rush but as a slow unfolding, like the closing of a flower beneath the night sky. And when your eyes open again, we will explore the first whispers of a world when gravity slips away, not with a crash, but like the soft lifting of a curtain, revealing a new, drifting kind of peace. Step into a room where gravity's hold gently fades away, and familiar things begin to drift like slow dancers in water. Without weight, the ordinary transforms, books become slow-spinning leaves, drops of tea gather into shimmering spheres, and even your own body learns a new rhythm of motion. Together we explore how the absence of gravity turns the everyday into a graceful ballet of gentle inertia. Imagine yourself sitting in your favorite chair, a warm cup of tea resting nearby, steam curling up like a ballerina's delicate swoop. Everything feels familiar, soft, and steady. Yet now, a secret shifts in the world. The quiet tug beneath your feet begins to loosen, as though a silent promise that once held you gently is easing away. You don't fall or stumble because gravity didn't shove you. Instead, everything becomes light as a feather, weight slipping away as softly as a whispered word. The chair beneath you exhales a small sight's hidden springs, no longer compressed under your weight. You sense a tender upward nudge, like a cushioned cushion finally forgiven for holding you tightly all day. You float a little, just a breath's length, before drifting again, like a leaf forgetting how to land. Across the room, your book, once obedient and still, decides to wander. It lifts, turns lazily, and embarks on a dignified parade into the air, slow and purposeful, as if it is a sleepy guardian showing you a new world. But not everything moves at the same moment. Objects without hidden springs or stored energy hesitate. A pen remains still until warm air from a quiet fan stirs it, nudging it forward like a gentle breath coaxing a friend to wake. A paperclip skims its surface until a tiny vibration pushes it along. Small causes make grand waves in this new world. Your tea becomes a miracle of physics. Without gravity pulling it flat, surface tension takes the lead, shaping the liquid into soft, plush spheres that hover near the rim, like tiny glass planets caught in mid-motion. Some droplets break free, floating near your hand, wobbling and shimmering as though made of delicate jelly. When you touch one, it cools at first, then warms. Heat flows through these floating orbs, quietly defying the absence of up and down terms that have lost their old meaning. The sounds around you have changed. Footsteps no longer thud, chairs no longer scrape. The floorboards, relieved of bearing everyone's weight, stop their quiet complaints. Now a new hush fills the space, a stillness that sharpens the delicate music of life, the murmur of air through a vent, the fading whir of a fan, the gentle sibilance of your own breath. The air itself learns new ways to behave. Without gravity, warm air blushes softly but doesn't rise. Cool air settles into a gentle pause. The invisible currents that once waved your curtains to and fro have stilled. The atmosphere rests, as if the room itself has forgotten which way is up. You push gently against the chair's arms, expecting to plant your feet and stand. Instead, chair and body part ways, sliding in opposite directions, like careful dancers negotiating their distance with grace. This is inertia, the universe's simple law whispering. An object will keep doing what it is already doing, unless something nudges it otherwise. You become an astronaut in your own living room, moving silently as if in the calm of space. Each small push is a thruster firing, the universe's gentle rules guiding you to glide and coast. Try to catch a floating cushion, and you'll find yourself moving together, partners in a slow, elegant duet. Tug a curtain and both drift, negotiating their places like old friends. Weight once depended on gravity. Mass, the stubborn sister of weight, stays with you no matter what the universe does. You are not less, only unpinned. Shelves breathe as the wood relaxes. Books slowly slip from their once snug places. A slim paperback drifts like a slow autumn leaf, meeting a friend in midair with the lightest kiss. There is no smashing against walls or ceilings. Without gravity, there is no up to it. Instead, every motion follows the invisible language of gentle pushes and patient pulls. Your inner ears, those tiny navigators of balance, find their usual compass broken. The otoliths, tiny stones that once whispered which way was down, now float in silent confusion. Your sense of balance wavers, a moment's drifting lightness in your head that your eyes patiently soothes as they take command. Slowly, you adjust, remarkable in your body's kindness and resilience. Watch the curtains, now still as statues. Dust motes, once performers in endless slow-motion ballets, become suspended worlds, waiting patiently for a breeze or a passing shadow. A wave of your hand becomes a gentle gust that never settles, spreading and thinning in a delicate dance of air. On the tabletop, the pencil begins a pilgrimage, sliding out from a tiny groove carved by years of writing. It moves slowly, turning with the care of a wanderer, tracing a path only it understands. One light tap against the teacup's rim sends it tracing a new line. Your reach to catch it nudges you backward, a gentle push that begins a new story of motion. To stop yourself requires a small push off the skirting board, learning by touch what physics has quietly known forever. Out here, you try experiments because curiosity loves empty stages. Set down a heavy book and a crumpled tissue. Without gravity's tug, neither falls. The tissue meets air and slows quickly, while the hardback glides farther, its inertia stubbornly telling it to keep going. In the old world, the heavier thing falls faster, a myth born from gravity tangled with air. But now, free of gravity's pull, the rules unfold in elegant simplicity. Carefully pour a bit of tea into the air. It does not pour, but collects as a rounded drop, trembling and drifting. A sphere held together by surface tensions, invisible skin. You bring the cup close, and the drop reaches out like syrup stretched thin, deciding the cup is its new home. In this weightless room, objects reveal a new personality. A picture frame, once hung firmly by gravity's insistence, slips free. It rotates gently, like a doorway without a floor. You slow it with a fingertip, and it relaxes into your touch, grateful for your steady attention. Even a nail, freed from holding weight, inches out as the wall decompresses, then rests again, patient and waiting. Try to stop yourself in front of the bookshelf. No longer can you plant feet and lean. Instead, touch and push become movements of negotiation. You push, the shelf pushes back, and you both glide away from each other, slowed only by air's patient resistance. Every action carries an equal and opposite reaction here. Without the ground keeping account, you learn the unspoken choreography of motion. It is tempting to call this chaos, but it is not. It is a different kind of order, a quiet story told. Through every released spring, every fading fan, every breath exhaled. Here, without gravity, motion and rest live side by side, one persisting until nudged, the other waiting until stirred. The quiet understanding of inertia becomes the language of this floating room. A slow-moving mobile hovering in your imagination. Your hair, no longer ruled by gravity's pull, halos softly around your face in a careless dance, impossible to style. You press your palms together, feeling a gentle recoil that sends you drifting, slowly, toward the window like a feather touched by a breeze. Outside, leaves released from branches hang at different heights like delicate paper boats on a still pond, some clinging stubbornly with resin, others free to float. A bird that was perched now hovers motionless where it took flight, no longer buoyed by gravity, but mastering momentum, inventing a new artistry as it pushes and steers through the air. Everything feels lighter because weight is gone, but nothing is trivial. The invisible framework of daily life has disappeared, replaced by the delicate architecture of motion. Inertia holds the stage now, writing gentle equations into the air with every small gesture, every quiet breath. As you settle into this new rhythm, the room around you becomes a soft companion, dancing slowly through space, moving on paths only it knows. The story of gravity has paused, not with a bang, but with a sigh, an invitation to discover the poetry of floating, the elegance of gentle, unwavering motion. And as you close your eyes, feel the universe holding you softly, carried on whispers of inertia and the quiet language of a room that has forgotten how to fall and remembers only how to glide. There, in the quiet drift, sleep will find you soft, slow, and sure. The moment gravity's gentle hand slips away, everything we know about motion and place begins to unravel, not with chaos, but with the quiet certainty of a path once curved, snapping straight. Our planet, Earth, has always been a dancer in the sun's embrace, circling steadily in a timeless loop. Gravity was the unseen tether, the quiet force bending Earth's path into a perfect orbit. Without it, that tether snaps. Gone is the graceful curve, replaced instantly by a straight line, the precise direction. Earth was headed the moment gravity let go. Imagine spinning a stone tied to a sling. As long as the sling holds, the stone whirls in a circle. Let go, and it shoots off, flying straight into the unknown. Earth no longer circles home. It travels onward into deep space, a solitary traveler on a vast journey. At first, nothing feels different. The sun still blazes overhead. The days pass, with their familiar rhythm of light and dark, but slowly, almost imperceptibly, the sun's position shifts, no longer locked into a steady orbit, but drifting, a distant gleam growing steadily smaller. The warmth that sustained life begins its quiet retreat. The light dims fraction by fraction, carrying with it the slow fading of seasons, the shifting of climates. Days become colder, winters lengthen, The comforting cycles dissolve like waves retreating into the vast ocean of time. Without gravity's hold, the moon too loosens its dance with Earth. Freed, it glides away, a silent goodbye traced across the night sky. First, it lingers near, a familiar silver sentinel only subtly out of place. But hours pass, and the moon drifts further, its reliable rhythm undone, leaving the night darker. Emptier dot, without the moon's pull, tides falter into gentle ripples, coastal ecosystems fall silent, and the oceans lose their ancient heartbeat. The balance that shaped life on Earth begins to tilt. On the Sun, an unyielding internal push faces no inward pull. Nuclear fusion, once balanced by gravity's great weight, falters as the Sun begins to swell, unconfined, far from a violent explosion. It is a slow unfastening, layers of plasma drifting apart into the endless vacuum. Light softening from brilliant white to faint glow, shadows fading into dimness. From our vantage point on this wandering planet, the Sun dissolves into a glowing mist, the steady drum of daylight replaced by a haunting twilight. Across the solar system, the once neatly ordered dance shatters. Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, giants of space, no longer bound to their orbits, drift apart, their moons scattering like beads breaking free from a cherished necklace. The asteroid belt dissolves into a scattering spray, comets wander without purpose, and the Kuiper belt expands into a cloud of lonely wanderers, no longer a family held together by gravity's thread. The solar system becomes a drifting collection of solitary travelers, each moving to the rhythm of inertia alone. Even galaxies, those grand cities of stars, unravel. The spiral arms loosen. The central bulges thin and fade. Stars dissolve into scattered points in the endless blackness, no longer bound in elegant orbits. Stars drift apart like leaves in a gentle wind. The cosmic web, the grand structure stretching across millions of light years, flattens into emptiness over unimaginable time. The night sky loses its familiar brilliance. Stars burn out one by one. No new stars are born. The universe moves toward a silent winter, a dark tapestry adorned only with the faint glow of ancient fading light. Without gravity, nothing new gathers to replace what is lost. Planets, stars, galaxies all fade into solitary journeys, silent and forever unconnected. Yet in this profound unraveling, there is a strange grace, peaceful, drifting rather than violent tearing apart. A quiet cosmos where the dance has ended, and what remains is the soft, eternal glide through the dark. As Earth floats ever farther from the Sun's warmth, the rhythms we relied upon fade. Time itself seems to change without the steady hand of gravity. Days and nights continue for a while, spun by Earth's rotation, but the meaning of seasons vanishes like morning mist. Life adapts or fades where it can. The seas freeze farther and farther toward the equator. Humanity turns inward to shelters, to greenhouses, to lights that mimic the sun's fading touch. The stars wheel in unfamiliar patterns overhead, constellations shifting with our new, wandering path. What was once a steady, nurturing world has become a drifting traveler under a dimming sky. This silent voyage through space reminds us how deeply gravity holds us, how it anchors not just matter but the very pulse of life and time. It is a force so essential, so quietly constant, that only in its absence can we truly grasp its wonder. Tonight, as you lie beneath the stars, consider this. Gravity is the silent artist behind every curve and every step, the invisible architect of the universe's grand design. And even as the cosmos drifts on, carried by inertia alone, the grace of gravity's dance remains in our memory, a steady heartbeat beneath the vast, eternal sky. So far, we've floated through the grand cosmic consequences of gravity's disappearance, wandering planets, dissolving stars, and unraveling galaxies. But what about us? What about life itself, the beating heart of this world? Gravity has shaped not just the heavens, but every organism, every breath, and every step on Earth. Removing gravity is not a mere inconvenience. It is a fundamental rewrite of biology's blueprint. Imagine stepping out of your home and discovering that every move is a delicate dance of pushing and pulling through the air, a slow-motion ballet with invisible currents. Jumping no longer propels you upward only to fall back down. Instead, every leap sends you drifting endlessly. Like a leaf in a gentle eddy, muscles designed for walking and running would grow weak, their steady workload vanished. Bones, which depend on constant stress to stay strong, would thin and weaken, prone to fractures and breaks. Space travelers provide a glimpse of this new reality. Astronauts orbiting Earth experience a form of weightlessness and must exercise daily to combat muscle loss and bone density decline. But for them, it is temporary. The pull of gravity awaits at home. If gravity vanished forever, all humans would undergo this transformation continually, with no relief. Children born in this weightless world might grow tall and slender, with fragile bones and muscles shaped for floating, not running or jumping. Their sense of balance, honed by centuries of gravity's pull, would give way to new ways of orientation, guided by sight and touch, rather than a down that no longer exists. Our hearts, usually working hard to pump blood uphill against gravity, would shift shape, beating differently. Fluids inside the body, normally pooled a bit in the legs by gravity, would redistribute, causing puffiness in the face and pressure in the head. Digestive systems would face a new challenge. Food and liquids wouldn't settle. They would float and swirl inside, making swallowing and digestion perplexing puzzles. Our inner ears, those tiny organs telling us which way is up, would lose their anchor. Without the pull on the small stones inside, signals would confuse the brain, leading to persistent sensations of drifting and disorientation that only vision could calm. Even the way we breathe depends on gravity. The lungs and chest muscles cooperate with gravity to move air efficiently. Without it, breathing might feel different, a subtle but continuous adjustment. Animals face similar upheavals. Pets, once agile on solid ground, would struggle as familiar motions no longer worked. Cats would learn new tricks to maneuver mid-air. Dogs would paddle like swimmers, searching for surfaces to push against. Creatures adapted to gravity's rhythm. Fish navigating currents, birds riding airflows, would find their worlds transformed. Flight becomes more difficult as air thins and loses direction without gravity's guidance. Plants, too, rely on gravity to orient growth. Roots grow downward, seeking water and nutrients. Shoots grow upward toward the light. In weightlessness, this natural guide is lost, causing disoriented growth patterns, potentially struggling to survive. Even the microbes in soil and water, the foundation of ecosystems, respond to gravity. Its absence would ripple through the food web, altering nutrient cycles and habitats. Daily life becomes a series of negotiations to eat, to move, to rest. Without gravity's steady hand, every push sets you adrift. Doors become anchors. Recipes for storage and handling objects transform into lessons of patience and control. Without gravity's pull, objects no longer rest where they're placed. Cups float, spilling water in perfect spheres. Crumbs hover like tiny asteroids waiting for a nudge. Living in this drifting world demands creativity and adaptation. We might develop new architectural designs, homes equipped with grips and footholds, storage with magnetic or Velcro holds, furniture designed to anchor bodies and belongings. Transportation would change fundamentally. Walking is replaced by gliding and pushing off surfaces gently. Vehicles lose traction and roll eternally without friction. Travelers become pilots of slow three-dimensional movement through air. Despite challenges, there's also unexpected beauty in life without gravity. Movements become more fluid, graceful, sometimes even playful. The world feels lighter, more open, as if space itself invites new forms of dance and exploration. Families might invent new games in three-dimensional space. Children would learn navigation differently, and new senses could develop to cope with the absence of up and down. In the grand scheme, gravity is more than just a force. It is life's silent sculptor, shaping anatomy, behavior, ecology, and even culture. Stripped of it, life does not end immediately, but it becomes unrecognizable, transformed, and challenged. To find new paths, we glimpse, through the eyes of astronauts and thought experiments, a world where life continues, nevertheless, creative, resilient, and adapting to the new cosmic rhythm. And so, as you gently cradle your warm drink, remember how remarkable it is that gravity holds you safely and silently, the unseen pulse beneath every beat of life. Without it, the universe would still go on, vast and drifting, but life as we know it would be learning to swim through a new and uncharted reality. Beneath the quiet sky where stars once danced, the universe embarks on a new journey, a slow unraveling, a graceful drift. Without gravity's gentle pull, the galaxies fade like distant lullabies. and every star becomes a solitary traveler in the vast night. As you listen, let your mind float through the cosmos, wrapped in the soft embrace of understanding and wonder. Imagine, for a moment, gazing up at the night sky. Those twinkling stars, distant suns shining across unimaginable distances, have been your companions through countless nights. Their light carries stories of beginnings, endings, and everything in between. Yet, if gravity were to suddenly disappear, their stories would change quietly, profoundly. Gravity is not only the force that tethers you gently to the ground, but it also breathes structure into the cosmos. It is the master sculptor who gathers swirling clouds of gas into the bright hearts of stars. It is the choreographer of galaxies, guiding billions of stars to pirouette together in elegant spirals and glowing clusters. Without gravity, the first thing you might notice from your window is a soft dimming, the night sky losing its sparkle over ages. Stars, unable to birth new generations, quietly burn out one by one. The brilliant newborn stars, born from collapsing clouds of gas, vanish not with a bang but a hushed farewell. The universe becomes a vast and still gallery where aging candles slowly flicker and fade. Imagine you are floating somehow above this cosmic stage, watching galaxies, those grand whirlpools of light and matter, begin to lose their form. Without gravity's invisible hand pulling stars together, the graceful spirals unravel like ribbons loosened from a bow. Stars that once moved in a delicate dance start drifting apart, each following its own path, silent and solitary. The crowded, glowing hearts of galaxies grow thin and fade into the backdrop of endless space. This unraveling doesn't burst into chaos. It is a slow, majestic unwinding, like a soft lullaby fading into the dark. The vast clusters of galaxies, themselves held by gravity in a cosmic embrace stretching across millions of light years, gently disperse. The cosmic web, a vast network of filaments connecting these clusters, dissolves, leaving behind an unstructured emptiness, a universe once richly woven, now parted into countless, lonely threads. From Earth, this change would feel both strange and serene. The familiar constellations would slowly lose their patterns, their stars drifting like whispers of light, separated so far they no longer belong to the same stories. The night would be quieter, deeper, less crowded, vast silence wrapped in the gentle glow of fewer stars. And what about the universe's most mysterious residents, the black holes? These cosmic shadows are born from gravity's most extreme expression, the curvature of space-time bending, so steeply that not even light can escape. Without gravity, these traps would simply dissolve. The matter crushed inside, once locked in an eternal prison, would expand outward like a released breath, cooling and fading into space. No dramatic flash would announce their passing. Instead, the regions once dominated by black holes would become still and quiet, like a room emptied softly of its last occupant. The incredible forces that sculpted galaxies and heated their cores would vanish, leaving only gentle, unhurried motions behind. Gravity's absence would even touch the rhythm of time itself. Time, subtly slowed in places of intense gravity, would lose its gentle variations. The universe would tick evenly everywhere, a calm and unchanging pulse, replacing the intricate dance of curved space and time. It would be a flat, featureless stage stripped of the subtle contours that give reality its texture. Yet, there is a delicate beauty in this picture. Without gravity pulling the strings, every star becomes a solitary voyager, endlessly drifting through a silent void. No longer bound by orbits or gravitational embrace, their light continues, a last whisper across the emptiness. In this unending glide, there is a sense of timelessness, a cosmic peace that, though lonely, is profound. You might feel a quiet awe, imagining these luminous travelers, carrying their histories alone through the infinite night. No more collisions, no more spiraling galaxies, just a universe unbound, where motion is pure and uninterrupted, straight lines stretching into forever. But even as you drift through this celestial solitude, remember that gravity seeded everything you know. It shaped the planets beneath your feet, drew the ocean's tides, and held the atmosphere that fills your lungs with air. Without its steady presence, there would be no Earth, no moon to watch, no sky to wonder at. The earliest moments of the universe tell a story of gravity's patience. In the first fractions of a second after the Big Bang, the universe was a hot, formless soup of particles and energy. Gravity's gentle pull gathered tiny clouds of gas over millions of years, coaxing them inward to ignite the very first stars. Without it, those clouds would have remained forever diffuse, stretched thin, never able to glow with the warmth of fusion. Stars are the ancient storytellers of the cosmos, born from this slow gathering of matter. They scatter elements across the universe in their death sign for your blood, calcium in your bones, and oxygen in every breath you take. Gravity, in this sense, shaped life itself. Without it, the chemistry of worlds and the cycles of life would be impossible. Now, let yourself imagine a universe without this force, a vast, silent expanse dotted sparsely with fading stars. No orbits, no galaxies, no place for planets or life. A universe where each atom drifts alone, endlessly following its last path. The cosmic curtains gently close on the great dance, leaving a dark and endless quiet. Yet, as your eyes grow heavy with this thought, there's comfort here too. Gravity, though invisible, is your most faithful companion. It supports you every moment, a constant presence you rarely notice, but depend on deeply. It holds your feet to the ground, your lungs filled with air, your heart steady in its beat. As you drift toward sleep, gently hold this truth. The universe, vast and restless, is shaped and held together by this quiet force. Gravity may seem unremarkable, but it is the foundation of all that is familiar and dear. Tonight, as you lie cradled by your bed, wrapped in softness and stillness, feel gravity's silent embrace, grounding you to your place in the cosmos. The stars may wander far, the galaxies may dissolve, but this moment is here, held steady by the gentle hand of gravity's unending watch. And so, the cosmos continues its slow, quiet turn, a lullaby of motion and stillness, shape and space, drawing you softly into dreams where science and wonder waltz together, under the steady light of a universe held in balance. If you ever wonder about the stars again, remember their slow dance depends on the invisible curves of space-time, and the same force that holds them together gently holds you in place. Until morning light, sleep well, anchored gently within the vast and beautiful universe. In the depths of night, as shadows lengthen and dreams stir, gravity remains a silent promise woven into the fabric of existence. Though invisible, it is steadfast and patient, a gentle guardian shaping the cosmos and your every breath. Tonight, let your thoughts rest in the quiet certainty that gravity will always be here, holding the universe and you in its tender embrace. Close your eyes for a moment and feel your body resting gently against the bed. There is a quietness all around, a melody of stillness that invites your mind to wander softly. In this calm, imagine the possibility of gravity, the force so familiar, yet so subtle, simply fading away into the night. The thought feels unsettling, doesn't it? Gravity is always there, gently tugging everything toward the center of Earth, keeping oceans safely in their basins, the air wrapped close around you, and your feet firmly planted where you stand. It is the steady hand that never lets go. But what if, just for a second, gravity were to simply vanish? Could it ever happen? As much as we might let our imaginations drift into such a strange possibility, science tells us that gravity is not like a switch you can flip off. It is not a force waiting to be unplugged, but a fundamental feature woven deep into the very fabric of reality. You see, gravity is not a hand pulling from afar. It is the shape of space and time itself, the invisible geometry that guides the paths of stars, planets, and even light. Albert Einstein taught us this extraordinary truth a century ago. Gravity arises because mass and energy bend the space-time around them, curving the cosmic stage on which all motion plays out. If gravity were to disappear, it would mean that the very essence of space and time had changed. The gentle curves guiding planets in their orbits would flatten into perfect straight lines. Paths that once wound in endless circles would shoot off into the great unknown without return. The universe would lose its folds and slopes, becoming an unbent, featureless expanse. Yet, according to everything we understand and observe, this cannot happen suddenly or without cause. Gravity is tied to the existence of mass and energy, and as long as matter exists, so does the curvature it creates. The constants of nature, the cosmic numbers defining how gravity behaves, are remarkably stable across billions of years and countless cosmic events. They are the deep, steady beat beneath the ever-changing dance of the cosmos. Mathematicians and physicists have searched for signs of these constants shifting, trembling, or fading, but the evidence is clear. gravity's quiet promise endures. At times, there are whispers in theoretical lands, ideas about gravity ebbing away slowly over unimaginable spans of time, or leaking into dimensions beyond our perception. These are fascinating speculations, clouds of possibilities stretching far beyond our everyday experience. They remind us that the universe holds mysteries still waiting to be understood, but a sudden stop to gravity, that remains a dream of fiction, a stirring for the imagination, not a shadow over your peaceful night. So instead of fear, you can settle into gratitude. Gratitude for a force so humble it never boasts. Gravity doesn't send alerts or make demands, it simply holds, patiently and persistently. It carries the earth and all of us through a celestial dance, billions of years old. It is the silent architect of seasons, the poet of waves, the steady hand clasping the moon's serene orbit. Every step you take, every breath you breathe, every drop of water settling softly on the ground is cradled by gravity's gentle pull. Your muscles work quietly against this constant tug from the tender clasp of your heart beating, pushing blood uphill to your bones standing firm like columns holding a delicate cathedral. Imagine, for a moment, the weight of a soft blanket on a cool night. That simple hug of warmth resting over you is gravity's subtle gift. It is in the curl of steam above your cup of tea, slowly rising and drifting down, carried on invisible currents, bent by the unseen hand of weight. Tonight, as your eyelids grow heavy, let your mind dance with the wonder of this invisible force, the one that never lets go. The earth spins beneath you in a perfect balance maintained for billions of years. Oceans sigh in rhythmic tides, pulled by the moon's delicate gravity. The sun's light warms you from a distance measured in millions of miles, its glow shaped and held by the very same force. And you, here and now, are part of this quiet masterpiece. There is comfort in knowing that gravity is a connector, a force pushing or pulling from afar, but the geometry of existence itself. Your body is a traveler following a gentle slope through curved space-time. The floor beneath your feet is simply where that path meets an immovable object, the fence that keeps you from continuing to fall down. This beautiful picture turns gravity from a distant force into a gentle embrace, a natural consequence of the shape of reality, both vast and intimately close. As your breath slows, as your heartbeat softens, imagine yourself floating in the great cosmic ocean. The stars twinkle overhead, each a radiant point carved by gravity's shaping hands, and know that tomorrow, and the day after, and a million days beyond, the silent sculptor remains, quietly drawing the arcs and curves that hold the universe. Together, if your dreams take you to faraway galaxies, or whisper on the wind, carry this thought with you. Gravity is the ancient artist, the patient builder, the silent companion that will keep weaving the cosmic web long after your eyes have closed. Let its steadiness rock you gently in its embrace. Sleep now, wrapped in the soft certainty that gravity's quiet promise is holding you close. The world, turning steadily beneath your feet, and the stars forever guiding your way. May your night be peaceful, your dreams luminous, and your heart grounded in the tender geometry of existence. In a universe without gravity, time and light dance differently, unfolding their quiet symphony. Your mind drifts slowly through the gentle tapestry of cosmic rhythms, where moments stretch like soft whispers, and light flows in steady, unbent streams. Here, in the silence of unfolding space, you learn how the universe tells its story, not in force, but in patient flow. Imagine, for a moment, that you are floating in a vast, open space where gravity's invisible pull has quietly slipped away. The usual patterns of the cosmos, steadfast orbits and familiar tugs, soften into gentle lines that stretch endlessly forward. In this subtle stillness, you begin to notice something extraordinary, the quiet symphony of time and light, playing together in a way you never expected. Your mind follows the rhythm of moments, no longer bound or hurried by the ticking clock of gravity's sway. Time feels different here, not rushing or pounding like in a city's heartbeat, but unfolding like a tender breeze through autumn leaves. Seconds don't slip past unnoticed. Instead, they stretch, each a delicate note in the unfolding song of the universe. You become aware of the concept of time as a river always flowing, but now with no rocks or falls to disturb its course. It courses steadily and patiently, carrying you and the stars along in its gentle embrace. In this serene flow, light becomes your companion in a new way. Without gravity to bend and curve its path, Light travels through space as a pure and unwavering stream, a river of illumination, flowing straight and true. The bends and twists of gravitational lensing vanish, unveiling a universe stripped of distortions, honest and raw in its vast simplicity. Imagine sunlight flowing over a still lake, perfectly calm, without ripples, each rare quiet promise reaching out to keep the darkness at bay. Don't you feel your breath slow, matching the calm flow of existence around you? Your eyes settle on the fragile dance of photons, particles of light that forever journey through space-time, now uncurved by mass. The stars no longer twinkle as they did, their light unbent and steady, like candles burning against the vast black canvas. You watch as constellations gently shift their positions in the sky, no longer tethered by spinning orbits but drifting freely, painting new stories for those who dare to gaze. The dance between time and light reveals one truth with a soft certainty. The universe is patient. It holds no urgency, no sudden rush to an end or frantic haste toward a beginning. Instead, it unfolds slowly, methodically, as a great and ancient story told in whispers. You feel yourself merging with this rhythm, your heartbeat settling to match the timeless pulse. Here, in the absence of gravity's embrace, the fabric of reality seems both vast and intimate. With no curves to bind space-time, every direction is open, inviting you to explore not just outer space but the quiet depths within. You begin to understand that gravity is not just a force of pull, but a sculptor of time itself, shaping how fast moments pass and how light bends around the stars. Without this sculpting hand, time would flow the same everywhere, all moments measured by the same gentle beat. This is different from the world you know, where time bends near massive bodies like the earth and the sun, stretching and compressing like soft clay beneath fingers. Think of it like a warm blanket that folds over you in cozy waves, comforting and protective. Without gravity, that blanket smooths out, leaving you wrapped, not in folds, but in calm. Even light, your body feels lighter in this place, weightless, not just in mass, but in worry, tension, and haste. You are free to drift gently across this timeless ocean. The moments here encourage you to observe, to listen to the subtle symphony of the universe's quiet song. It is as though the cosmos itself is breathing slowly, holding its exhale, inviting you to join in. Don't imagine that you hold a fragile glass orb in your hands. Within it, tiny glimmers of light pulse softly, echoing the gentle flow of time. If you sway the orb, the light inside follows in hurried and unbroken, casting delicate patterns that illuminate your thoughts. This orb is the universe, and you are cradling its story. Even as planets and stars drift apart in straight, gentle lines, the light they emit carries their memory a soft glow, tracing ancient journeys across the vastness. You realize that in this quiet universe, light does not just show you the present, but carries whispers of the past. Each photon is a messenger traveling across time, carrying the secrets of distant suns, old galaxies, and long-gone worlds. Sleepiness begins to tug at your eyelids as your mind moves at the same slow pace as the stars drift. You imagine lying beneath a moonless sky, where the Milky Way stretches like a soft river of diamonds, steady and unwavering. Here, space and time feel like an endless lullaby, gently rocking you toward rest. You ponder how strange and beautiful it is that this vast, empty space, seemingly so silent and still, holds within it the delicate balance of time and light, without the constant tug of gravity. With no mass to bend space-time, the universe feels like a quiet ocean without tides, calm, predictable, yet filled with infinite possibility. And yet, there is a subtle magic in this absence, a soft kind of freedom. Without gravity's pull, the stars are no longer bound to a shared dance, yet they remain connected by the light that travels from one to another, tracing invisible threads across the cosmic web. This light is a gentle reminder that even in solitude, the elements of the universe whisper stories to each other. Over eons and light years, you breathe deeply, feeling your own body's rhythm slow and steady, attuned to the quiet narrative playing out around you. Your heart beats its own slow rhythm, a soft echo of the universe's patient pulse. You realize that you, too, are a part of this grand story, a story told not just in bursts and explosions, but in steady flows, gentle glows, and endless drifting. In this gentle space, you understand that science is not just about grand discoveries or dazzling flashes of understanding. It is about the quiet moments of reflection that reveal the universe's intimate poetry. Gravity may shape the paths of planets and stars, but time and light tell the story in whispers, inviting you to listen carefully and dream deeply. Let the softness of this realization wash over you, like the last breath of twilight slipping into night. It carries you toward peaceful rest. When you next close your eyes, imagine floating on this gentle sea of light and time, cradled by the cosmos itself. And as your breath deepens and your thoughts slow, consider this: what stories remain to be told by the light traveling through the silent, uncurved space? What secrets wander with the drifting stars? And might some small thought, released like a tiny photon, journey on to touch distant worlds you have not yet imagined? The universe waits patiently, unfolding its quiet symphony, and, for now, you are perfectly still within it. If you listen closely now, you might hear the soft chorus of cosmic light, a lullaby whispered on the wind of space-time, carrying you gently into sleep. The universe is not silent, even without gravity. There is a subtle breath, a cosmic wind that drifts through the endless dark. Tonight, you imagine riding these gentle currents, feeling the quiet whispers of particles and light as they wander. In this stillness, the great invisible dance continues, softly, patiently, inviting your mind to rest and wonder. You settle into a quiet space, soft and still, ready to follow a new thread of the universe's story. We've wandered together, through the sudden absence of gravity, watched the oceans rise into floating spheres, and seen stars freed from their orbits. Now, imagine the gentle murmur that remains a whisper, a breath flowing softly through the vastness, though gravity no longer pulls. The universe is alive with something else, cosmic winds. These aren't winds like you feel on your skin or hear through the rustling of leaves. They are far more subtle. They are the drifting currents of particles and light, the quiet trails left by atoms and photons as they wander through space. Picture yourself as a leaf, caught in a slow-moving breeze, but this breeze flows through nothingness, empty space. You cannot see it, but if you could, you would watch it gently stir the wisps of gas left behind by stars, the dust grains that float like tiny ghosts, and the faint glow of light drifting with no hurry or destination. This cosmic wind is born from the dance of particles escaping their homes, the remnants of stellar breath, and whispered histories of the universe's long, unspoken past. Without gravity to cage them, these tiny travelers drift freely, scattering across the fabric of space-time like soft snowflakes carried on an endless breeze. Every molecule, every speck, every photon is part of this quiet migration. You close your eyes and feel your body become that drifting leaf, weightless, unburdened. You surrender to the slow flow, held gently by the invisible currents that carry not only matter, but stories of distant suns and ancient explosions. The wind is patient, carrying the history of the cosmos in its silent passage, inviting you to let go and simply be part of its flow. Behind this whisper lies the subtle force of radiation pressure, the tiny push that light itself exerts on matter. Even though light seems delicate and far away, it can gently nudge dust and gas across the void, like a soft breath coaxing a feather across the floor. You imagine the gentle tap of a sunbeam on floating particles, setting them adrift on that endless unseen wind. The great emptiness is not empty after all. It's a vast ocean of delicate motions and quiet pushes, currents flowing steadily over unimaginable distances. You are learning to listen beyond silence, to hear the universe breathing softly, telling stories in a language of light and drift. This deep stillness teaches you something precious. Even when the grand forces vanish, the universe continues in its own quiet way. Spaces between worlds become pathways, and loneliness becomes a gentle journey rather than a void. There is no hurrying here, only slow, assured passage across the great cosmic sea. Your mind slows along with the motion. Thoughts arrive not in bursts, but as soft arrivals, like distant waves lapping quietly on forgotten shores. You find yourself tracing the slow paths of cosmic dust, ribbons of gas drifting in delicate spirals, and the faint shimmer of photons journeying for millions of years before reaching your eyes. You realize that though gravity shapes, forms, and motions, it is not the only infinite rhythm in the cosmos. The whisper of cosmic winds, the gentle flight of light, and the patient passage of time are companions, weaving a tapestry of quiet elegance. They carry the universe's essence forward, softly unfolding the next chapter, inviting you to rest, Within its flow dot, imagine the stars, not as fixed points, but as flickering lanterns, softly swaying on these cosmic currents. Their light filters through these invisible breezes, spreading warmth and illumination far from their origin. Here, the night sky is a living garden, each flower blossoming slowly in the dark, held by uncountable gentle breaths. Your body, your mind, your very breath find kinship in this soft movement. You feel grounded, but with a new lightness, a serene awareness that even in vastness, you are part of something tender and enduring. You are invited to ride the cosmic winds, to glide with them softly and peacefully. As you drift in thought, you wonder if the universe itself carries these quiet currents. What unseen places might they visit? What secrets do they gather along the way? Perhaps, somewhere far beyond sight, a tiny feather of cosmic dust carries the first trace of distant worlds, or an ancient fragment of light holds the memory of long-extinguished stars. This is the hidden music of the universe, a whisper under the roar of grand forces, a delicate breath accompanying the unfolding of everything. It is subtle, easily missed, but never gone. It is a caress for your imagination, a gentle lull that asks nothing but your quiet attention. So now, slowly, as your breath deepens and your body relaxes, feel yourself become part of this gentle symphony. You do not need to grasp or question, only to float weightless and come on the invisible tides of the cosmos. As the night deepens and your thoughts soften, remember, this soft wind carries you, holds you, and guides you gently toward rest. It is the universe's quiet way of telling you that even in stillness, there is life, there is movement, and always, there is hope. Let these words be your invitation to drift gently now, carried not by gravity, but by the endless, peaceful breath of the cosmic wind. If you listen closely, on this night and the nights to come, perhaps you will hear that gentle whisper, universe's soft voice calling you towards sweet dreams and endless wonder. Beneath your very steps lies a quiet rhythm, a pulse that shapes the way the world moves and breathes. Gravity is the soft conductor of this endless symphony, holding together the dance of matter and the flow of life. As you settle into stillness, let your body and mind listen to this gentle music, a reminder that from the smallest raindrop to the vast movement of planets, you are woven into the universe's timeless pattern. Imagine your feet resting softly on the floor. Feel that simple contact, the gentle pressure spreading across your soles, anchoring you to the moment. It is gravity working silently, a quiet rhythm pulsing beneath your steps. Beneath every moment of stillness and motion in your life, this pulse is ancient and constant, a subtle hum woven into the very fabric of reality. Gravity is more than just a force pulling you down. It is the unseen architect of motion, the gentle sculptor of chaos into order. It is the quiet song the cosmos sings, guiding everything from the fall of a leaf outside your window to the slow waltz of galaxies far beyond. As you breathe in slowly, imagine gravity's touch as a warm hand, steady, reassuring, and invisible. It doesn't shout or demand awareness, but without it, the world would unravel. Imagine, just for a moment, a place where this melody pauses, where the pull beneath you slips away. What happens then? Without gravity's embrace, your body would feel unmoored, floating gently, pushed only by your own movements. But it is not just your weight it holds. Gravity gathers the air you breathe, keeps the oceans from drifting into space, and shapes the very crust beneath your feet. It is the master of orbits, the steady hand that pulls the moon around Earth and Earth around the sun, in an elegant cosmic dance. Picture the Earth spinning beneath the endless sky, held in place by this dance. Gravity draws everything into a delicate balance, the push of momentum matched perfectly by the gentle pull inward. It is a graceful tension, like a tightrope walker balanced carefully, swaying with quiet confidence. This balance creates day and night, the seasons, the tides, rhythms that shape the pulse of life itself. Now, let your mind drift to the tiny world inside your body, where gravity's influence feels just as important, though hidden beneath your awareness. Your blood flows uphill and down, tirelessly working against the pull of gravity. Without this constant tug, the flow would change, your heart adjusting its rhythm, your body learning a new language of balance. Inside your ears, delicate stones called otoliths send signals about which way is down a compass you usually take for granted. Without gravity, these signals blur, and your sense of balance is rewired. Moving becomes a gentle art of finesse, like swimming in air, pushing and pulling carefully to navigate a world with no floor to steady you. Consider the Earth once again, a blue planet spinning with purpose, oceans gently pulled by the moons, gravity, swelling and receding in a steady heartbeat of tides. These tides form the stage for countless teeny crabs, scuttling across the intertidal zones, fish riding the currents, plants and animals, synchronized with the rhythmic rise and fall. Without gravity, this pulse fades, and with it, much of the delicate choreography of life by the sea. Beyond our planet, gravity builds majestic structures, mountains rising against the sky, river valleys carved over eons, clouds held aloft by atmospheric dance. It guides the orbits of planets, the growth of stars, and the swirl of galaxies. Without it, the universe loses its shape. Imagine galaxies unraveling like threads, stars drifting apart, the constellations dissolving into endless dark. Yet, even as you contemplate this vast unraveling, notice the gentle persistence of gravity's song close to home. It is the steady presence beneath your breath, the soft weight of a blanket on a cold night, the way steam curls and falls, spiraling down in lazy swirls. It gives your body its form, shapes the way fluids flow, and grounds the smallest creatures as surely as continents. Closing your eyes, picture a drop of water on a leaf after rain, held by surface tension, but pulled gently downward by gravity. Without gravity, that drop would hesitate, lingering longer, savoring its form before drifting away as a perfect sphere. This interplay between forces, the pull of gravity and the strength of cohesion, creates the quiet poetry of our world. Every movement you make is a note in gravity's symphony. When you reach out, when you walk, run, or simply sit still, you participate in this endless music. Each step a beat, each breath a rest. The dance flows quietly beneath noise and distraction, invisible yet utterly essential, as your body relaxes. Further, feel the calm assurance gravity brings, a reminder of connection. You are part of a vast, intricate web linked in ways seen and unseen. The planet beneath, the air around, the distant stars all move to this persistent rhythm, a song playing softly through time and space. And if your mind begins to wander into dreams, carry with you this comforting thought. Gravity is not merely a force but a story, a timeless narrative of connection, balance, and belonging. It is the thread that stitches together the tapestry of existence, the secret melody that holds the universe in gentle harmony. So, as you drift off to sleep, let the rhythm beneath your feet guide you into peaceful rest. The celestial music plays on, steady and true, cradling you in its silent embrace, singing softly of the worlds held close, and the endless dance of life and cosmos, bound by the quiet, enduring pull of gravity. Tonight, as you close your eyes, you might find yourself dreaming of stars gliding in perfect orbits, of oceans breathing with the moon's gentle pull, or the tender weight of Earth beneath your feet. And in that dream, you are part of it all, held by the most patient artist of the universe, gravity, the music beneath your steps. Time flows quietly, shaped and woven with gravity's gentle hands. In your mind's eye, you travel along the river of moments, where seconds ripple softly and centuries drift like autumn leaves. As you sink deeper into rest, you'll discover how gravity bends time itself, creating a timeless dance that cradles all existence. Drift with the calm tempo of the cosmos, where past, present, and future meet in one peaceful unfolding. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of your body sinking into your bed or chair, a subtle reminder of gravity's tender embrace. As your breath slows, imagine yourself floating not through space, but through time, a vast river flowing unseen, yet as real as the ground beneath your feet. Time, you see, is not quite what it seems. We imagine it as a steady tick-tock, a metronome counting out the moments in a neat, orderly way. But gravity whispers a different song. It bends time, like a slow-moving stream, curving around stones and roots, shaping the flow while never rushing or faltering. Einstein's insight reveals this gentle truth. Time and space are intertwined forever in a cosmic dance called space-time. Where there is mass, space-time curves, and with that curvature, time itself bends and stretches, flowing slower or faster, depending on the size of the curve. The gravity you feel, the pull that steadies you, also affects how time moves around you. Down here on Earth's surface, time ticks just a little more slowly than high above in the sky, or far out in the emptiness of space. This difference is subtle, imperceptible in daily life, but it is real, and it shapes everything from the lifespan of stars to the signals sent by our satellites. Imagine two clocks, one resting quietly on your nightstand, and the other traveling on a rocket speeding past the moon. The clock on the rocket, moving through a region where gravity is weaker, ticks just a shade faster than the one beside you. Over hours, days, or years, that slight difference adds up, a whisper of the universe's grand geometry. This shaping of time by gravity is not a limitation but a grace. It tells us that time is not a river flowing straight and fast, but a tapestry with threads that stretch, fold, and flex. Your moments are part of this tapestry, intricate patches in a fabric woven with far more depth and beauty than most of us realize. As you rest here, your mind softened. Picture a spiral galaxy spinning slowly in the darkness. At its heart, time slips by differently than at its edge. Near the dense cluster of stars and possibly a black hole, the fabric of space-time bends sharply. Time slows, folding inward like a gentle lullaby, wrapping layers upon layers. Far away, on the arms of the galaxy, time flows more freely, a soft current that carries stars on their patient journeys. Black holes, those mysterious heavyweights of the cosmos, are masters of time's bending. Near their edge, the event horizon time almost halts, stretching moments into eternities, while farther away, it flows as we know it. This strange slowing isn't magic, but the consequence of gravity's deep shaping of space-time. Yet, even this bend in time is a form of connection, a reminder that everything from you reading these words to the farthest star is part of the same cosmic dance. The past and future are not distant lands but waves in the ocean of now, each ebbing and flowing with the silent rhythm of space-time's curvature. Let your thoughts drift now to the wonder of your own heartbeats, delicate pulses, marking time within you. Just like the universe, your body moves through these rhythms, each moment connected to the next by a thread you cannot see, but can feel in the quiet space between breaths. The steadiness of your pulse, the slow unfolding of time in your body, mirrors the larger cosmic flow. Gravity, that tireless sculptor, not only holds you here but keeps time bending in subtle ways within you. Your body's cells age, your memories ripple like waves in a pond, all carried on the river of moments shaped by space-time's gentle hand. Imagine time as a vast symphony, not hurried or chaotic, but a slow, deliberate composition. The deep bass notes are the stars spinning in their orbits. The soft violins are the moments in your life. The occasional bright burst, a comet streaking through the sky, and through it all flows the silent conductor gravity guiding the tempo, shaping the swell and fall. As your mind begins to slip closer to sleep, consider this. We live life thinking time flows uniformly, yet it silently bends around every body, every star, every planet. The moments you treasure and the quiet seconds slipping past are both part of a beautiful cosmic poem, written by space-time itself. Feel the peaceful hush this brings. Time does not rush, it does not chide or demand, it cradles, it soothes, much like the gentle sway of the ocean or the whisper of wind through trees. Time invites you to rest, to flow with it, to be part of this endless unfolding. Rest now in the knowledge that you move with the slow, graceful pulse of the universe. Your breaths, your thoughts, your dreams are notes in the grand symphony of space-time, held safely by gravity's soft hands. Tonight, as you drift deeper into sleep, imagine the stars turning slowly overhead, the galaxy's spiral arms unwinding in a timeless waltz, and time itself gently bending around you, a lullaby whispered from the heart of the cosmos. And so, as you close your eyes and melt into sleep, remember this quiet truth. Time, like gravity, is a silent companion, not something to fight or fear, but a tender, ever-present guide on your journey through the night and beyond.